Hi folks, this is Acid from Llama Feed. What I've got for you today is the Helicommand HC3X Extreme, quite a mouthful. This is just a basic video to show you what's in the box. Now the box is quite substantial. You know we pay for this stuff, it'd probably be better if they just give it to us in a packet and save the money from the packaging, but the packaging is quite substantial. I've already opened this box, so the security seal is on the side to show it's not been tampered with. So open the box. What do we have in here? We have the main unit, we have a USB stick, and the USB stick contains all the software that you need. We have a loom here that allows you to connect the unit to a receiver. I'll show you more about that later. And we have a USB lead here that allows you to program the unit. And we have some decals here that are under the box. I don't use them. But here we go, here's the unit. But it's packaged quite well so it doesn't move around and when it's being transported. Here we have the unit here. We have the loom here, it's a purpose made loom. The USB stick. Mounting pads, one thin, one thick. I think they'd give you more. And the USB connector. Right, okay. Let's first start off with the basics here. Here we have the unit, and the unit is constructed of CNC aluminium. So it's machined pretty well. It's pretty sturdy. You've got two SATs, you can accept two Spectrum SATs here, one on the left, one on the right, and we've got an LED here, tells you the state of the actual unit. It's pretty light. I'll give you the specifications in a minute, but for those of you that want to see the size of the unit, here we go. There's inches there and there's centimeters there. It's quite a small unit and it's not really that thick, so it shouldn't be too difficult to mount. You can mount this unit on near enough any helicopter from 250 up to 700, nitro, gas, turbine, and I know that in Germany, whatever, they're using it actually on turbines quite successfully. So what does this unit do that is different than anyone else's? Well, not much really, apart from the fact it is quite expensive, at around about 335 euros recommended retail price. That's a bit expensive compared to other units, but is it as good? You'll find out more about that later. So you want to know a little bit about this unit. What is it? Like I said before, it's CNC aluminium here. The entire unit is that way, so it's pretty substantial. It has the silicon MEMS gyros in there, so they're the top quality sensors. They're not the cheapy ones, you know, so they should do pretty well. And it's got a gold plated circuit board inside. We'll do a bit of investigating on that later. You can actually use this unit just as a standalone tail gyro, which I don't know why you would do that unless you know, for future upgrade instead of buying a tail gyro, you purchase this, you put it on the heli and use it as a tail gyro, then afterwards, you know, when you're ready, convert it into flybarless. Now this unit will let you have near enough any swashplate configuration from one servo, 90 degrees, 120 degrees, 140, and one or two in between, you know, so it's pretty good that way. It will take analog and digital servos. Some units, the majority of the units, will only take the digital servos, I believe, like the Rondo and the V-Bar. The V-Bar will take digital servos, V-Bar 5 I believe and above, only if you unlock that feature with the Pro software. The Total G I believe only takes digital servos, not analog, so it's pretty handy for those of us that have got some of the older analog servos lying around. Now, what receivers will this take? As I said before, you can plug in satellites here. This will take the Futaba fast receiver, it will take Robbie and Futaba S-Bus technology, plug it in there, and it will take Jetty and Spectrum satellites or receivers. At this point in time that I've made this video, it does not do the DSM-X protocol at the moment. As of today, which is the 29th of April 2011, but I do believe that Helicommand are working on this to make the unit function properly with the DSM-X protocol. What else does this do? The dimensions is 36 by 34 by 14 millimeters. What supply voltage is it? From 4 and up to 10 volts. This will take a 2S LiPo, which is what a lot of people are using. They reckon that the maximum roll and pitch rotational speed is 500 degrees a second. Tail rotational speed is 650 degrees a second, and the weight of the unit is 18 grams without the wiring on it. Length of the cables 90 millimeters. The unit's made in Germany. An important fact that you should know is that what can this maximum servo current can this unit take? A lot of people overlook that. This can take 10 amps continuous load. That's very, very important when you think of certain servos, high voltage servos such as the JR 8717s that can take 3, 4, 5 amps per servo. So when you've got 3 of those and a tail servo and anything else attached, you know, you can overload this unit. So you should maybe use this with a regulator or some other kind of supply as well. Just bear that in mind. Now, if, like I said to you earlier on, this is quite unique, I think, how they give you the software and the drivers on this stick. Maybe a bit of a gimmick, but hey, it works, does the job. So you can download it from their website, all the latest firmware and software. But that's another important thing. At this point in time, I don't believe that this unit is, you can update the firmware yourself, you can update the software and program the unit yourself with this lead here. However, you have to send this unit back to HeliCommand, I believe, and you can also update this to the from the HC3X. You can update it to other versions of the unit. Now you might be asking, what other versions of the unit is there? You've got the HC3SX, and what is that? That unit has self-leveling, you know, auto levels, you know, bailout feature. However, you will have to send this unit back to Germany, and they have to update it to hardware update that they do have to do themselves to allow it to have the self-level option. So you can't, the end user can't do that. But I believe after that they're bringing out firmware and modifications. After you send this unit back to Germany, they can mod it so to allow the end user to mod the firmware themselves by use of the supplied software. Now this lead plugs in. That allows you to attach the unit to a receiver, just like BeastX, Rondo, and these other ones that let you do that. Just as a basic lead here, USB, to connect the unit to the PC. Now I'll show you some of the software in a minute, but what we're going to do, this is quite unique what's in the box, because what we're going to do, we're going to actually void the warranty, send this unit back, and they'll say, you know what, did you open this? No. That's silicon, I believe, on the screws. I don't know, maybe to stop them falling out or to stop you tampering with it. Let's actually see if we can get in here and see what's within the box. No, this one, I'm struggling with this one. It's a damn silicon. Oh, nope. Damn. You never notice, it's always the last screw. You can never get the last screw out. No, too much silicon in there. So unfortunately I'm going to have to provide you with some shots of what's within the box, and I'll do that. That's all the silicon lying around. Now if you have a look, if you check out the screen here, I've loaded the PC software. Like I said, you can, this is new, version 3 is new at the moment, as of 2-3 months ago I think, and what that allows you to do is to set up the unit, and it's very, very good. If you look at along the top here, there's lots of different functions. You've got RC, you've got diagnose, trim, mix it, if you want to use a tail gyro, blah blah blah, read time tuning, get help. So there's a good instruction manual in there which I recommend you to have a look at. You can load the file, reset it back to factory default, and over here it tells you if the unit's actually hooked up to the PC here. And over here you've got a setup assistant. If you click on that, it will walk you through it just like VBAR and whatever does. And over here you've got the language, German, English, and here this is software which allows you to use it for the HC3X base, HC3 Extreme, and the HC3SX. So you have to select the right one there and go on from there. So when the unit's hooked up, you will see that will tell you what the serial number of the device is, what firmware version you've got, and down here you'll actually see it when it's reading and writing. They'll all light up, and there's progress bar over here. So the software is quite substantial. So if I quickly click on the setup assistant, it tells you to connect USB cable, install driver if necessary. You know, it tells you how to install the drivers if you don't know. See, I clicked along the top there. RCs need the data first. It needs to be hooked up. Diagnose. You can see in real time what the gyros are doing. Trim. You need the data first. It's asking you to hook it up to the unit. Same tail gyro rigid. Real time tuning. Help. The help's pretty good here. Help brings up another one. Another menu. Look, short instructions, software tips, switch optimization, USB installation, RC connection, and servo connection. And you can print this all out. You know, so the software is pretty substantial and it's pretty advanced. So you should not have any issues hooking this unit up to your helicopter. So I will do a future video. Notice a spider. Here we have a spider. That's interested in the unit also. What we'll do is we'll bring up a future video that shows you some basic me programming the unit. Here I'm on the page, HeliCommand page, and you've got the software there. Let me show you something. If I go back, you can actually see there's other there's actually presets for the units here. You see it, HC3 Extreme presets. Let's click on that and all the manuals are available. So here we go. You've got a factory preset here. If you mess it up, you've got, there we go, you've got other people have sent in different presets, setups. T-Rex 600, you've got T-Rex 700, 700 Nitros, you've got T-Rex 450 Pro, 500, 700. So people do make the firmware, they make a preset file, they save it and they upload it to take some of the guesswork out for you folks. So that's worth a look. So you can go into the HeliCommand site and have a look. So like I said, that was just a short quick look, and it's a pity I couldn't get into this damn thing. You know, when I send this in for anything, they'll be saying, have you been in this thing? No. We've seen your video? No. Wasn't me. You know, it's always the last screw that never comes out. You ever noticed that? So there we have it, and there is the unit. So that will be going on the helicopter pretty soon, and I'll be doing a couple of test flights, and I'll be hooking this up just to the satellites just to make it simple. So this I won't be using. So that's another one from Acid. So over and out.